Welcome to The Night Temple, a podcast about art, memory, and inspiration.
Hi, and welcome to the Night Temple podcast. I'm Carisa.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Kate.
I'm Khaled.
Yeah. So
Today we have MUNNYCAT here. We have K808 and Khaledzou.
That's right.
We're really happy to have you guys here.
We're so happy to be here.
We're excited to be finally hanging out with you guys in person.
Yes.
This is really
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
Because we've hung out on the phone before, and I feel
Yeah.
like we were
And
all
we've
like,
Zoomed.
wait, are we best friends? But you never really know until you meet in person. Get
Yeah.
a vibe check, and the vibes are so high.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
But also, like, I just didn't realize the wealth of coolness of stuff that you guys do and how
Thank
cool
you.
your packaging is and
Thank you.
how amazing your songs are and your videos. So I'm so excited to
yeah,
get
because
into
it's like
it.
you guys. I guess you do. You're an indie pop
Yeah.
kind of experimental pop. But
Chaos pop.
Yeah, I like that.
A little,
yeah.
yeah, indie pop.
But not just that. You're just like you build a whole world with, with
the MUNNYCAT extended universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we call it the MCU, the MUNNYCAT universe.
Yeah, the MUNNYCAT cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's
Or
cool.
the MUNNYCAT creative universe, maybe it could be. That's too pretentious, maybe.
Either works.
I think so.
And your film, the videos are so good. I am
you.
such a
Thank you.
film buff. I'm
Thank you.
a massive film nerd, and just very sensitive to music videos
Yeah.
in particular.
Yeah.
Music videos are just something that I've been obsessed with since I was a kid. And your videos are so good.
Thank
Like,
you. I do feel like. Go ahead.
No, you are.
I was gonna say I feel like we're both film nerds. Like we really
Literally exactly what I
love.
was going to say. Like,
We really love film. We really,
Yeah.
really love shooting things. When we both met, we both had a background in it. And I think that with the same thing about music videos, it's like you can use them as just like an opportunity to like make like a marketing tool, or you can use it to like, there's different ways to do a music video, but we always look at it as like, this is another way to tell an additional story or to add to the lore of the song. Because
Yeah.
there's kind of like subtractive or supportive music. Sometimes the music video is just there to be like,
a performance.
this
or
helps this
whatever.
you understand the
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
or this is
Yeah.
like a vehicle to show you the song. We get a little extra, and we try to make them like extra
I do think,
points of creativity that we can like add to.
and where being a film buff comes into it is a lot of the times, like the songs will kind of remind us of something that we love in a
Yeah.
movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we're
Yeah.
like, wait, we want to make this scene
Yes.
that we
Yeah.
love, or like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it ends up spiraling. Like the Honest music video, we were literally just watching a bunch of westerns, and we
Yeah.
were like, we live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We have to make a Wild West themed music video
nice.
just so we can do like, you know, the classic shots of like,
Yeah.
we got to do like the
gunslinger,
The gunslinger,
like,
you know, and-
Ennio Morricone, or the spaghetti western.
and then we wanted
ones
to
that-
do what's that movie, The Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
We were like, we just want
a lot of
we just wanna
70s
capture
cinema.
a
We
lot
really
of
like a lot of like old 70s movies.
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to Andrew. I was like, these filters are amazing.
Thank you.
It feels like a 70s. It's got a 70s quality to it. Because I'm not that much a fan of super clarity in the frame. You know, in
You got to dirty it frame.
Yeah.
a little
dirty
bit,
Yeah.
right?
it,
I
dirty
feel
it.
like a lot of modern video people are like afraid of the dark. Like they're afraid of
Yeah.
having shadow and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
Yes.
we went through like a phase where like all of a sudden everyone has access to like lights and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I feel like we really have a good time like pushing it. Like, is this too dark? Can people understand what's going on? Okay, because when you watch those movies from the 70s, there's scenes that you're watching, you're like The Godfather and whatnot. There's certain movies
They're
that are
so
so dark.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like
Yeah.
cinematically dark
Yeah.
and beautifully dark. But
Yeah.
I feel like we I don't know. Maybe we go too far sometimes, but we try to not be afraid to.
I think
don't
it's
like things looking
great.
too
Yeah.
sterile and just like everyone is perfectly lit like a soap opera where there's the
Yeah.
hair light and the side light and the this and the key
I
light. and
think
everyone.
that's what I like about the videos, though, because like You know, David Lynch used darkness really
yeah.
well as well
Oh, yeah.
on screen. And then there's this Australian photographer called Bill Henson
sweet.
who like the depth of his photos are all to do with that, like shadow and that darkness as well.
We learn every time too. I feel like, you know how when you're a creative person, I feel like you make something and then the next thing you make, you're like, this is the best thing ever. That whole thing is trash or whatever. But I feel like every time we make one, we go like, okay, what do we love about this? What can we do better? Like, it's just kind of part of our like post-mortem of like, and it's not negative. It's like a positive thing.
If you start at the beginning of our catalog, you will definitely see video-wise. Just, we are always trying to outdo ourselves. They get so out of hand. And like in the beginning, they're elaborate selfies.
Yeah, we used to
get a cool pierced face, a fun outfit, and we set up some tripods. Maybe we have like an electronic slider going back and forth or something, and we cut around.
Because it was just me and you.
It was just
It was
us.
like, she would get in and then I'd look and then she'd come back and be like, okay, stand there. Okay, if you're there, you're in focus. So like rub your foot on the carpet so you know where to stand. And then I'd go and I'd be like, okay, no, you're good too. And then I'd come back and I'd be like, okay, ready? It's recording? Okay. Go. And like they were just elaborate
But then
selfies.
we learn something every time, and we try to be more organized now. We started making animatics.
Yes.
So we'll take, speaking of like movies and shots and things like that, we'll like take things,
like reference scenes.
and put them to the song in like Premiere.
Yeah.
And it, so essentially the video is edited before it's shot, which makes the edit much easier.
And it makes you save money because a lot of times when you're in a set and you're an independent band and you don't have
You know exactly what you need to get.
Yeah, so like I feel like when we used to make music videos, we'd be like, oh, you know what, get verse 2, we might want it. And why don't you do another take with this? And then like you start running out of time.
Yeah.
But if we know, for example, like this shot looks like this, it's over his shoulder and it's doing that, and you can just get that shot and be like,
Done.
we got it. Let's move on. And like
Previews. Previews, right?
Yeah, it's an elaborate previs. And sometimes it's like us like in Photoshop, like cutting out a picture of her, and they're very funny. We should show you guys.
So my extra ask, what I want to do, my vision for these now is I want to take them and make the animatics our lyric videos. I want to put the lyrics at the bottom because I think it's fun, especially because most of our audience are like other creative people.
Yeah.
So I feel like they will get a kick. It is fun to see how close we stick to them sometimes.
And then see where we change.
Where we change things.
Yeah,
And then there's always a story about like, oh yeah, we ran out of time. Like we didn't have another
Or
hour.
we had extra
or we
time,
lost sun. Or
and we didn't
had
have
extra
enough
time.
video. Like we thought there
Yeah.
wasn't enough video, so we had to go back and shoot something. Like there's little scenes we added sometimes, but they are fun to watch side by side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially too because
we
it'll be
make
like
that.
it'll just be like you get inspiration from weird places, right? So it'll be like, this is a painting, and we made the person move across the way because we liked the way that painting was framed.
Yeah.
And then this one is an old 70s. Then this is from like a Gucci photo, like a foot, you know what I mean, like a beautiful photograph for like fashion photography. And I'll be like, oh, I like the way that like. So a lot of times it helps with framing, but so watching them next to each other, I feel like if you didn't know what you're getting into and you're just watching the music video, you'd be like, what is this crap? Because it's very weird seeing, like, you know what I mean? And like, there's like a Marvel character is there, and he's like in front of a fire, and it's very weird. But
That's hilarious.
They are fun.
Well, I mean, there is like this humor that comes through as well, which I love. You know, it's really funny because I don't know, just when you can add that blend of something that is serious and also humorous is like tongue in cheek.
We say like we're very serious about like enjoying our life. You know what I mean? Like having fun. It's a little camp, but it's not, you know, too over the top. But it is a little self-aware.
There's a little tongue in cheek in all of it, and I don't really know where it comes from. I think it's because we always say that like the only people, like when you're an independent band, the only people we have to impress is us. Like there's nobody who's gonna be like, don't put out that video, or you need more sexy dancing, or like no one's gonna yell at us. So it's basically like if we like it, it's because I think we're like, I love her as a partner and as a collaborator, but also like I think she's cool. Yeah. And so sometimes it's like just trying to make the other person think something's cool. Like if we can get the other person to laugh, we always show it's a good sign. Even if it's not funny, like you know, like a sick bass line, and you're like, oh, and you start laughing. It's like usually a good judge of like, okay, I got the other person on board. Like, let's keep going. Like, So maybe that's where that comes from. We never set out to be funny, but it's in all of it.
There.
There's
a
little
bit of a
tongue in cheek.
political thing too.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it just, you can feel the commentary of the time
Thanks.
as well as
I'm
like...
glad that comes through.
Yeah.
Because it is really easy sometimes to feel like you're not, I don't know, like, we're not doctors. I'm not saving anyone's life, like, literally. But then I think...
You might be.
like, that's
There's songs that have done
think-
more for me than doctors. Like,
I
like
have,
100%. And not to, I
absolutely.
love doctors too, but you know what I'm
Not too
saying.
long
Like,
ago.
Yeah.
Not too long
Yeah.
ago, my brother had like a procedure that he was super nervous about,
oh, yeah.
and he went into the doctor's office to have it done, and the doctor knew he was super nervous, and he said, "I know you're scared. I'm gonna let you control the playlist this entire time," and that helped him feel better in a way that literally a doctor could not. And so I feel like that story meant so much to me.
Yeah.
Because it's just different.
Yeah.
Artists are super important,
Yeah.
and emotional well-being and feeling like you can either see yourself reflected in it, or
Yeah.
you agree, like you feel validated that the world
Yeah.
feels like it's on fire sometimes.
Yeah.
Or it pushes you because you're
pushes-
like, I like this. I'm usually on board with this artist.
It
And
is
what are they making me
important.
think about myself? And I
Yeah.
got to question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when it's operating on all cylinders,
Yeah.
good art can make you, you know,
Yeah.
kind of maybe think differently.
And identity too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's something about seeing something that's like your aesthetic match
Oh,
Yes.
for sure.
that makes you go, I feel
Yeah.
you know, powerful as well, or I
Totally.
feel this energy, whatever it is, sexy or happy
Yeah.
or motivated or strong or whatever.
And there are some people, you know, that are visual.
Yeah.
Or they're
Yeah.
auditory, right? So they'll
Yeah.
hear that song on the radio and they'll be like, what is that? I need to
Yeah.
know what that band is.
Yeah.
But there are also visual people, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why it's so important for us, is because they might come across our Instagram feed and see me dressed up as Marie Antoinette, and it's like the room is on fire around
Yeah.
me, and
Yeah.
and they might
And
be
that's
like,
what hooked them to
that's
learn more.
That's what gets them, because they're
Yeah.
visual people.
Yeah.
And we
And
are
you-
too, so it works.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's also like, you know, I think the way the psyche works is in metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We describe all of our feelings in metaphor. So when you see something like the image of the Mary Antoinette and the fire, there are no words,
Yeah.
right? Not enough
It's like a
words.
shortcut.
It's
Yes.
a
Yeah,
shortcut.
in a good way.
Yeah.
To like
and
a
you can do that with
package
music,
of-
and
Yeah,
you can do that
yeah,
with visual.
literally.
Because
Yeah.
that video starts out where she's almost like a dominatrix. There's like in this like trailer, like in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
And then when you go from that
Yeah.
to Marie Antoinette
Yeah.
on the last night, theoretically, is
That
what we were
says
going for.
something,
It's
you know?
going from, and like that sounds
Yeah.
like about like it can make you just hopefully in a
Yeah.
perfect world you might go like, okay, what do these things have in common?
Yeah.
It's control, it's power, it's money, it's like there's a lot of
Yeah.
things that hopefully
Late stage capitalism.
yeah, it's the
Yeah,
fall
yeah,
of capital. Like,
yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that hopefully you'll start to go, and then maybe you'll listen to the song different, and it'll just kind of add to the experience of, you know, people can listen at any depth that they would like. I like
Yeah.
when music is first hear, first like. Sometimes I thought we
Yeah.
call it. Like we'll listen to
Yeah.
a new record, and I'll be like, that's my favorite one. That's like a first hear, first like. And then as
Yeah.
I listen to it more, I'm like, but that's the one that stuck with me forever. Or
Yeah.
So we like just having different on ramps because we're just trying to we're creative people, just trying to get out there, trying to reach people, trying to like maybe hopefully say something.
Yeah.
Maybe be the right, even if it's like this song like slaps and I'm gonna roll down my windows and listen. That's just as important to me. Like whatever it can
Yeah.
be. So
And I also
yeah.
feel like the music that we make itself becomes a vehicle for all of our other forms of creative expression that we want to do.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we love
Right.
films, but we're not
Yeah.
going out making
Yeah.
Yeah.
films. Like I'd have to get
Yeah.
a script, whatever, but we can like scratch those
Yeah.
itches through having a song that we can visually represent and like
Yeah.
commit to it in that way. It just
Yeah.
it all works together. They all scratch different itches for us. Like it's selfish.
I know you guys
But
get
I'm glad that you
Yeah.
get
because
it.
you guys
Yeah.
are always
Yeah.
working on so
Yeah.
many different kinds of projects,
Yeah.
and they're all just different forms of creativity. Like
And
they're
different
just, get to
aspects
shine.
of self
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
100%.
yeah. Are you guys Scorpios? Is it?
Girl,
was
you
it-
know I'm a Scorpio.
I mean, I am too.
I can tell. I can tell.
Scorpio energy.
Yeah.
And he has Scorpio
Oh, what's the-
moon and
what's the-
Scorpio rising. But he's
Amazing.
cusp Scorpio
You're
Sag.
stealth.
Sag?
Yeah.
I'm Sag. Well,
No
I'm Sag.
way. Oh my
It's a great combo.
Yes,
It's a great
that's
combo, isn't it?
really is.
Yeah, yeah.
All my best friends growing up were Sag.
I used to joke about Sagittarius is that, like, we're whenever you read about like what they are, it's like all these like awesome things. Like there's like all these like rock stars that are Sagittarius. And there's all these like actors that are Sagittarius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like. And they're the only thing, not always humble. Because they're like aware. They're like, I couldn't do anything. Like there's like a certain like bravado that I think comes, but I think a Scorpio kind of keeps us in check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're like, you fucking. No. Yes, it's good. It's a good mix. It's a good
Do you
mix.
know what your Mars is in?
Yes, it's in my phone. I can tell you, but I'd
Okay.
have to go get my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
Because
off the top of my
sometimes, if your Mars is in Sag, like sometimes
Oh, none of them are Sag. Not
Okay,
for
none
me.
of them.
Yeah.
There are other
Okay,
things. I
yeah.
know that
Yeah.
because I would have clocked it. They
Yeah.
were other
Yes.
ones that
What's-
I'm.
What's the line? There's like the Marie Antoinette song. It's Follow the Leader.
Yeah.
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 There's some
But
there's the
Age
Scorpio
of
line.
Scorpio.
Into the age of Scorpio.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
why I
fine.
had to bring it up.
Yeah, that's why you brought it
Not a
up.
real
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it
Yeah.
is like, but we started because we were
We're
talking about
theater
like,
nerds,
we're
and we
theater
talk
nerds,
about what
yeah.
is the opposite of the Age of Aquarius.
Like we were supposed to
Time
have the Age of
enlightenment,
Aquarius.
It's like
It
happy
was
and
supposed to be,
everyone's vibing.
you know, truth and
Yeah.
understanding and all this stuff. And we're like, it
But
doesn't
that's
feel
not
like
what
the
it
Age of
feels
Aquarius
like
right now.
It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like that.
No.
It
And
feels
it-
like the opposite of that. What's the opposite of that? I don't know. Like
It's kind of the Age of the
jokingly
Scorpio.
said from
Yeah.
the Age of the Scorpio.
Because
Like,
it's like, if
like
it was the Age of the Scorpio, and I'm sure a lot of people will check me on this, but what we were like musing about
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that what would the Age of the Scorpio be like? And it'd be like,
be like
it would be a
fire,
lot of
brim-
destruction
like-
to
Yeah.
make some new stuff. It'd be that
because
Mama Kali
Scorpio
energy.
is always
You know what I mean? It would be
under-
kind of like
misunderstood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're seen as secretive and they're seen as like snaky and they're seen as
Yeah.
whatever, but it's like
it's just
It's
practical.
just-
I think of it
there's-
as, but
and it's sensitive and
Yeah.
it's protective and it's
Yeah.
strong and
But
it's like
it's
you
deep.
know and
Scorpio's
it's so deep.
All
Yeah.
about
Yes.
getting deeper and deeper.
which if you don't understand
And
what's going on,
loyalty
you can
and
Yep.
see it
strength.
being
Cutting through the
secretive.
bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know
cutting
what I
through the
mean?
bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
And
And that like intimacy part of it gets, I think it gets misunderstood too, is like just like a sexual thing, and it's like it all
it's
makes
creation.
sense.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
it's life
Yeah.
force. It's
Yeah.
like so
but there
Yeah.
was an age of Scorpio, and I think that's where the scarab beetle became popular. It was
Oh
like
my
in
gosh.
Egyptian times.
Oh, this is awesome.
with the pharaohs and during
Yeah.
that time that was the
Yeah.
age of Scorpio, and then weirdly enough I think at the at the turn of the millennium, like where we get to, what do they call it, common era, I don't know, they've changed it from before Christ.
yeah, BCE before
BCE
Common Era.
before
Yeah,
common era,
Yeah.
Yeah.
PCBC.
yeah. I think it was the fish, like I think it was the Pisces, so that was like
See,
all
we did
about-
all this on
yeah,
purpose.
but-
Yeah.
Because one of our logos is Sobek, who's like an Egyptian deity, like an
Oh,
alligator,
yeah.
crocodile deity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's a badass, but anyway.
Yeah.
You have like there's a line in there about the Nile as well, like in that song too. You've got all the like mythical stuff.
We
that-
enjoy
love
it.
that
You know, I actually considered, and don't test me because it's been years, but I had we both went to the same high school a few years
Yeah.
apart, but we had the same teacher, and he was our mythology class teacher.
God, yeah, he's amazing.
And I worked harder in that class than I've ever worked in any class in my life because he made it so fun. And I just loved the storytelling of it. You know, especially
really-
as a writer, it's just
a
like
shout
it's
out
so
to Mr.
fun.
Marino, who
The
brought that to
drama's
life.
there. It's kind of like reality
Yeah.
television in a way. It's like,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
but it's
it's also-
respectable.
Zeus
Like,
is
you
always
know?
catting around. And
Yeah, it's fun.
And it's also metaphoric too. Like
Yeah.
anything can be your life that's a myth because you can interpret it in a
Yeah.
However
symbolic
you
way.
want. Yep.
And if you, like
And that's how we like speak to everything. Like it's
Yeah.
like fairy tales and what. And I mean, like that's how you
Yeah.
get these stories across. That's it's the shorthand. It's like we were talking about. It's
the
like a
shorthand,
shortcut.
yeah.
Like once you understand the story of
Yeah.
Narcissus or whatever, you get okay, got it. I can use that as a metaphor now.
Yeah.
I understand, you know what I mean? That
It's
teacher
really
in that
cool.
same
I love
class.
that.
I loved it, but I was a slacker a little bit in that time.
Slacker.
So I wrote a song to get. This is how cool of a teacher he was because my grade sucked, but he knew I loved it and he knew I was like into it and did it well. So I wrote a mythology song and I performed it in the class and it got me back up to an A. Like that, I was like,
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, what if I like wrote a song? He's like, go for it. And I wrote a whole song and brought it in and did it.
Wouldn't it be cool if school was like that?
I know.
I know.
More
He was
teachers
a
need to be like
special,
that.
special teacher.
Like you have to do this mind-numbing shit that
Yes.
nobody wants to do as an adult, let alone
Yeah.
when you're a kid.
Yeah.
It's
But that
awful.
showed I understood it better than a test.
Yeah,
Because I went through all the
definitely.
different all the different the
Yeah.
different duties and like it was awesome.
Learning should
Yeah,
be
you
more fun.
retold the
Totally.
myth, which is
Yeah.
how myth works. Yeah, is through the
That's
telling
right.
and
It's always
Yeah.
retelling
telling and
itself
retelling.
every-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't exist in books. You know, it's just an expression that you find in a book, or you know.
Yeah, that's
take it,
right.
like,
It gets
it's not-
taken
it's
and
not history,
reinterpreted
it's-
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you guys, man.
Well, how did you guys get into music? That's one of the places that we usually start because I find the origin story of superheroes.
Yes, it is our superhero origin story or a supervillain, depending on who you ask. Well, for me, I was always a very creative kid, but I got into music specifically because the Spice Girls happened. And they are certainly all of the they're so they're all the archetypes, you know what
They
I mean?
are, yeah.
And I saw
Yeah.
myself in them, and they felt like big sisters to me, and they were
Yeah.
just telling me, you can do whatever you want, you can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I just really adopted that girl power ethos, and
Yeah.
I took it super literal back then. It was like, I can be whatever, so I can be you, so I'm going to be a Spice Girl. So I was Baby Spice for career day in 3rd grade, and literally my path has just been set. I got into theater just so I could get experience on stage. But then I started learning the guitar so that my lyrics could be performed, but it was always, the end goal is always and always will be to be a Spice Girl. Do you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
What would
Yeah.
Baby Spice do?
WWBSD. Yeah. Yeah.
I had that with Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, she's so
She's
cool.
so
I'm
amazing.
reading her book right now.
You are? Oh my
Mhm.
god, that's
Yes.
amazing.
She had it rough. But she was
I need to read her book. I don't
she
actually
had it,
know that.
Well, she had it rough, but she has it. It's so inspiring because you just see in her so many other people would have her same story and not
and not get through
And
it.
not be sitting
react
there.
the same
Yeah, they
way.
wouldn't-
You know, like the worst
Yeah.
thing would happen, and she'd be like, "I don't care. I'm going to go somewhere else." Then you know what I mean. And then she would, and she figured it out, and she, you know,
Awesome. I need to
it's
read
super
this.
inspiring.
Okay.
Cool.
How about you?
I grew up by my family. Everyone's really musical. There was a lot of like my mom and dad had like excellent record collections, and I feel like I thought everyone in the world like grew up with like access to all this music. You know what I mean? Like, and my dad came from Lebanon in the '60s, and he was still learning English, so like a lot of the like rock and roll didn't make sense to him. But he
Yeah.
had like he loved soul music because it reminded him of Arabic music, like the way they would sing, and it was expressive. So he loved like Aretha and like Otis Redding and Ray Charles. And then my mom loved all the rock and roll, and she had like bluegrass and all kinds of stuff. So we just had music growing up. My brother, he had synthesizers, and he wrote raps, and he would scratch, and he would do all kinds of hip hop stuff, and we'd sample Jesus Christ Superstar, and like we'd sample Aretha Franklin, and we'd make all these records when we were like little kids on like tapes and whatnot. So we just always had music around, and there was a
Yeah.
piano, and we always just played the piano. And then I would joke with her that like I just liked to make things. I feel like she's much more like disciplined, knows the path that she
Yeah.
wants to go. I've been a little bit of just not a drifter, but like not a wanderer, but like there's a timeline where I'm like a graphic designer and I'm just as happy. And there's
Yeah.
there's
Like
one
you're
where,
a cartoonist.
yeah, like I like drawing.
You're a
I like-
tattoo person.
I like
or
writing
you
lyrics.
know.
I would do any of it, and I'd probably be okay. You know what I mean? Like so it was like when I was young, I did a lot of drawings, and then I started playing the piano, and then I auditioned for a play, and then I loved doing plays, and then I started writing songs, and I was writing started and I was going to write this, and then I started a rock band. So I'm always just kind of like,
But all creative.
Yeah, it makes me happy, and it's like
Yeah.
it's where I feel at home, and
Yeah.
it's what helps me process stuff, and it's what helps
Yeah.
me. You know, what I mean, so there was always an aspect of the writing that was in there, and I always just like, I also think that I like organizing it. Like I like getting a band together, and I like starting a song and being like, whoa, she's a better pianist than me. She's gonna play this part, and
Yeah.
he's a better guitar player. He's gonna do. But here's like the idea. But I
Yeah.
like getting the things in the room and kind of. So I think I really, really think it probably started just from having music around me my whole life, and a respect for music. Like there's always music on. It was just part of our everyday life, and now I'm so grateful for it. I think when I was, you're little, you don't know what other people's lives are like. Like I just assumed, like, don't you go home and everyone just plays awesome music all the time? Like, no. I was very fortunate. And like all my cousins, like on my Lebanese side, they all play like piano. My dad played accordion. On my mom's side, they're like Irish and English and stuff. My mom's side, they played. My grandpa wanted to be like Bing Crosby, so he played like banjos and he played guitars and piano. So it was just always around. And I don't take it for granted now. You know what I mean? All my cousins are good. I'm lucky.
I'm sort of a weird one. I'm the first singer in my family, really.
Yeah.
But your brother now is an awesome artist too.
My brother sings country music in Ohio. He's fantastic. Cool. He is. He plays out like 7 nights a week. Like it's amazing. Yeah. But before that, my mom was a dancer. Like she was like a cheerleader, majorette kind of thing. But no, I come from a long line of like teachers and athletes, which is
a lot
sort
of
of weird.
athletes.
So,
Brilliant athletes. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in Ohio? Is that where you were born and raised?
Yeah, we're both from Ohio.
Both
we met there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? I hate to say this, but the only thing I know is Jeffrey Dahmer.
I didn't even know that. That's okay.
No, I know this because one of my exes, who is also a great friend of mine, a great friend of ours, Seth. Sorry, Seth, I'm calling you. This one was from Ohio, and
he was a serial
from the same town.
No, I do think that
as Jeffrey Dahmer.
I think
so
it's
that was
Cleveland, maybe, isn't it?
I didn't know this
I don't know.
story.
But
Oh my God.
He's from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah, that's
My mom lives
okay.
in
That's
Akron.
that's
It's
pretty
not
close
a big
to us.
state, but it's
Okay.
kind of big. You know, we live in the northeast side of it, and then it's like Akron, Cleveland, and Youngstown. There's like a little. We're from Youngstown, which is like a smaller city.
Is
But it's like-
Cleveland in Ohio?
Yes.
Okay,
and
see, I didn't
Cleveland's
even
only like an
realize.
hour away from Akron, and we're like an hour away from both of those too. So
Okay,
they're
okay.
kind of in our backyard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's not where we'd go like to get gas, but like
Yeah.
on like a weekend we'd go see a
You
cool
might go there
movie
for the
in Cleveland
birthday
or
dinner,
go to Akron
go to the
see
Cheesecake
Yeah,
Factory.
exactly.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's where we
Yeah.
like dip away to for like special occasions.
Or it's like
something.
where the
Yeah.
IMAX
Yeah.
movie theater is.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
like if you want
It's
to
not
go
a
see
small
something.
town. I think people think Ohio is like country. It's not that. It was like a steel town in the 70s and the
suburban kind of
It was
like
industrial.
Rust Belt.
Think Rust Belt. Think like
Okay.
Detroit, but like a little smaller.
Yeah,
even.
that's
Like,
how I
it's-
imagine it.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's all there. There is the country component, like
Yeah.
and we can access it. There's definitely
But
some of
Youngstown
that
was a
farmland
huge
stuff.
city
Yeah.
that
But
then we
most
lost the industry
of
and it
its
kind of collapsed
identity
a little
is-
bit. Now there's a bunch of creative kids there.
I do
Yeah.
think is how Colin and I became really self-sufficient in like DIY.
Yeah.
Because it started out of necessity.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
be a pop star, of course,
Yeah.
and I did not know anybody in Youngstown, Ohio who could help me do that. So I was like, I guess I have to take matters into my own hands and do
Yeah.
whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I think when you have that, I don't know, and this is definitely no offense to anyone that's born and raised in LA or New York or
Yeah.
anywhere else, but there's something so magical about being from a different type of place
Yeah.
where you are the dreamer in that place
Yeah.
and not
And no
everyone
one really
else
supports it.
everyone
Yeah.
supports it, everyone thinks you're insane or irresponsible or
Then
like
you come
something
out
like
here
that.
and you're like, wait a minute, we're all the weird kids from
Yeah,
high
we
school.
all graduated
Yeah.
and moved here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you also have to, it's like you have to make something from nothing as well,
Exactly.
you know?
You
So
have
it's
to
like,
make
Yeah.
you end up, it's like you and a couple of your friends, you make
Yeah.
the culture, you know?
Yes,
and
That's
it's like,
You create a
right.
scene.
You create the
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Because
Yeah.
And you all have to do a bunch
have
of
to.
things. That's why we make our own music videos. That's why she worked at a music store and she knows how to like set up a PA and do sound, and we know how to
Yeah.
do all, you know what I mean? Like, you just end up doing, you have to make your own website, you have to make your own
Yeah.
flyers, you have to make your own this and that. But you find the other people like you.
Yeah.
I always like to say that in towns like that, and one of the blessings of our hometown is that no one's gonna help you,
Yeah.
but no one's gonna stop you. If that makes sense. Like, there's not an
Yeah.
infrastructure to be like if we want to film a music video,
that's
there was no
true.
like film permits.
Yeah.
You just went with your friends, and like
You
no
need to
one's
tell
gonna
them
be
the
like.
story about the cemetery because they're gonna love it.
So my rock band, we did a music video, and we just kind of called, and we knew a guy because it's like Youngstown. I know a guy who knows a guy. So
Yeah.
we called someone who, and we were like, we want to film in this cemetery, and they're like, yeah. What do you want to do? And we kind of told them, and we showed up, and we had another person who helped for free, got us a hearse, got us a casket.
Wow.
We all showed up in our dress clothes and to a funeral scene.
Gabriel Brothers suits.
In
or
my
whatever.
Gabriel, we all bought like vintage or like thrift store suits,
Burlington, yeah.
and then we went and there was a plot and we did the whole scene, and then afterwards I was kind of like, I was talking to my one friend, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, how'd you get them to like give us like a plot? And they're like, oh no, they just said we could use that.
It
one.
was somebody's.
And I was
like
like,
somebody's in that plot now. You know
wait,
what I mean? Like
what?
they're just.
And then, so it had been done for somebody. They just let us use. But that's what I mean. No one's gonna stop. They supported us, and they were
like when you
awesome.
really start thinking, you're like,
yeah. Because you started asking me
think
questions about it, and I was like, I don't know.
I thought
like,
small. I never
Yeah.
thought to
You
do
just-
that's amazing.
It's pretty great.
great.
We
Yeah.
brought our
That's
friend's
really-
dad, our friend Mike's dad is like a brilliant, like he does a bunch of other stuff. He's also good with like machining and that kind of stuff. He helped us build a 40-foot jib crane, like a big, like to hang
bring
a
to the
camera on.
cemetery.
And we brought it to the cemetery, and it's like sweeping through the trees, and we're
nobody
having
asked
a
for
line of cars.
insurance.
No one,
There-
yeah,
no
we
one
didn't have
asked for
insurance.
money.
We didn't have anything. And we just call all our friends. We go, meet us at 11 o'clock at this place and wear this and do this. And then everyone just showed up. And then we would want to film a scene at a restaurant. You'd call and they'd be like, cool. And it would make us dinner. Like, it's actually magical.
Yeah.
We're here. You got to do everything right. I mean, so I'm not saying you should do things right. I'm not saying you should have insurance. Like, you should do it. But we were young. We didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And there's just, I don't know, there's just magic in that. And I think also when it's something you have to fight for,
Yeah.
you have to gotta be good.
Yes.
You
You're true.
know?
Yeah, that's very
I don't
true.
want to also, it's not
Yeah.
to put anyone else, because
Yeah.
you
No.
have to be good no matter where you were
Yeah.
brought up.
But there are
But
so
it's-
many easier
paths
paths to pursue
Yes.
when
Yeah.
you are
You have to
from
be
like a small town or a random
That's
different
right.
Yes.
place.
You almost have to be like psychologically damaged or
I agree.
almost. I don't know.
Yeah.
to be like, I actually can't function doing anything
Yeah.
else but this.
Yes.
I don't know what to call it, but I don't know
Yeah.
what word to
True.
give it. But
a beautiful
it's like
delusion. Like you
Yeah.
have to be delusional.
You gotta be a little delulu.
and when I say damaged, I mean blessed actually.
Yeah,
You have to be
Well, 'cause it
psychologically
isn't-
blessed with
this
the
isn't
passion.
a normal
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
suit to go
damaged because it
against
No,
hurts to
Yes.
work on
It's
it.
true because it
Yeah.
feels that way there.
There
but
it
once
feels
you
that
get
way.
here,
Yeah.
you
It's
realize
different.
people can. It is a town. It's Los Angeles. We live in Studio City, bro. It's a city full of studios.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like you go to Panera and you hear people and they're talking. They're gossiping about the table read that happened last week or like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's
And then
just,
the next table, they're
it
talking
is.
about their dance project, and the
Yeah.
next one they're talking about their film thing,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Yeah.
And then you catch an Uber home and they tell you about their
Their
yeah,
mixtape.
and they're like, honestly,
We're
God, it's
all
amazing.
doing it, and
yeah.
I love that there's people out here. They ask you what you do, and you say, "Oh, I'm an artist, or I'm a songwriter, or I'm a
Yeah.
top liner, or whatever."
Yeah.
But and that's the end. It's not the end.
Yes.
It's
I know.
back
I know,
home.
I know.
they
What's your
say-
real job?
Yeah, what do you really do?
Yeah, that's what you do.
Exactly.
You got a backup plan? Yeah, what else you doing?
You can be whatever, whoever you want
Yes.
out here, and it's
Yeah.
just it's taken
Yeah.
at face
Yeah.
value.
And we
I-
all get it
I
too.
love
That
it.
like you meet somebody and they're a bartender and they say they're an actor and they're an actor too. Like there's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
like I feel
But
like
I
in
don't
where
take
we're from,
their
it's like, oh well,
bartending
you're a
seriously.
bartender.
No.
No, I'm all,
You're like,
and like they were
well,
probably
yeah.
in a movie you saw last week.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, but we're just all working and
Yes.
trying to make keep making more art.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it does feel like for us, we're super not jaded people. Like we
Yeah.
love it here. I know that
Yeah.
we're lucky. Sometimes people move out here, they are real lonely. We
Yeah.
came out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
We had a little.
I get
we
it.
had a lot
We
of
love
luck.
it.
you know,
too.
but
Yeah.
we still wave at the palm trees.
Yeah.
We're
We're
just
tourists.
real.
Yeah.
If I never had to shovel a driveway again, like
I've never had to do that. It
Oh,
does seem very
girl.
romantic.
Yeah, that seems romantic to us. We didn't.
Fun.
Not romantic. It
We
hurts
didn't
your
grow
whole
up with
body.
the
because
snow.
usually you just have to do it again the next day. It's like
Yeah.
it, you know,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
Well,
You're not
you
missing
get to
romantic
work
ones.
until you,
Yeah, it's
and then your
romantic
car
the
doesn't
first
start, and you got to melt the ice, and it's
Then
yeah,
your
it's a
arms
lot.
hurt the next day,
Yeah.
and it's rough. We're so happy to
Stay
be here.
fit though.
Okay.
I was not.
or,
There's also no healthy
or
food
you
times.
don't know,
I'm
or
not
you
bitching
don't,
about it. I'm not
or
sure.
you don't leave the house,
Or you just don't leave
and
the
you
house.
get seasonally depressed,
And you eat a
know,
bunch
like-
of Doritos.
Yes, that's usually what happens in the winter time.
That's true, yeah. So it levels out. in the
Yeah.
end. My mind is going to exercise because I need to just
yeah.
get more.
We gotta get going.
Yeah.
Let's get
Me
moving.
too.
We gotta do this
I
at a
have been,
Yeah.
walking track somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta get like
Yeah.
a gimbal and like just hold it. We'll do the podcast on the tracks.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, well, so what's the origin story of MUNNYCAT?
Oh
Oh yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Well, I booked Khaled's band for a show in our hometown, and boy, we just really connected. We really
Yeah.
hit it off. But we kept our projects separate for a really long time.
Yeah.
Maybe the first 2 years of us dating, we
Yeah.
didn't.
We would
really,
literally sit at different like IMAX with like headphones on,
Yeah.
and then at like 4 or 5 o'clock, we'd be like, "You want to go get dinner? What'd you make today?" And we'd like show each other music.
And it was
Yeah.
fun in that way because you could.
Because she'd be
surprise
there
them
like
all the time.
producing, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
got this new plugin," and then we'd talk about that kind of stuff. We'd talk about the art, but we didn't like. We tried not to. Well, I feel like you can speak to it better because like the patriarchy.
Well, I
basically.
was learning to produce. I was.
You guys
Yeah.
are like looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
I
Literally.
do think you guys are like
same
alternate
thing.
timeline. You're like the Australia us. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was real self-conscious about not getting any credit for any of the things if anyone else did anything on my
Yeah.
record. So because I was learning, I just really wanted to make sure that I was learning. And so it was, that was it for the first few years. And
You
then
made a lot of
once-
records
I made
without because if I did
EPs.
anything, I don't mean to speak for you, but I just always I feel like even then even now sometimes people will be like, oh, so they assume like you're a producer, you're a singer or something, you know what I mean? So it was like if I just didn't
Yes.
do anything,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
it would be like
Yeah.
they'd start talking
It
to me
makes
about
it-
like,
it's real
when you
cut
did
and
that
dry,
snare.
you
I'm
know
like,
what I
I don't
mean?
know, ask her. Like I don't know if
But
she did that snare. I did this thing.
eventually,
Yeah.
he asked me if I would produce one of the songs on his record for his rock band. And I did, and we had so much fun. Oh my
it
gosh,
was
we had so
amazing.
much fun. And then I was working on a song, and I kind of like asked him for help lyrically, and we just had so much fun.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
such a good time.
Yeah.
We started coming out to Los Angeles to be a Spice Girl, to figure out like
Yeah.
what's the next step, how do I be a Spice Girl. And we started going to conferences, and you would share your music with the people that were like the professionals that were there. And we quickly realized they liked the songs that we made, but they didn't really have like the light in their eyes. They were like, good work, keep it up, whatever. But they would always say, what was that one? And what was that one?
Yeah,
and they
like,
were
what was that song
always
6?
the
Or what was
ones
that
that we
song
did
2?
together.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun doing it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So we just decided to throw caution to the wind and press reset. And we wanted to go back to like what made us fall in love with music in the first place. So it was the old
Yeah.
school
Yeah.
hip hop. It was the pop, the 90s pop,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the fun.
I think having a new project, it didn't have any of the baggage.
Yeah.
Not baggage, but you know what I mean. Like if I moved into her project that I was already a fan of, like because she made a bunch of like
yeah.
dark
There's
pop music.
expectations.
What am I gonna bring? I'm like, I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
And if she brings
yeah.
comes into this rock and roll, and both those projects were also a little more diary, a little more dealing with like your own trauma and whatnot, and they were kind of more personal projects.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just like, let's just do something that's like what our life is like now. And right
Yeah.
now, we're kind of like in love and happy, and we're moving to this sunny place. And so it kind of reflected on that. And I do think that was like a conscious idea. Like
Yeah.
when you're a little kid, what makes a little kid dance? And like it's grown since then, but that was kind of the beginning of it. And it was,
Yeah.
I loved like what got me excited about music when I was in 3rd grade. I listened to like, Public Enemy, Ice Cube, like these old like noisy hip hop chaotic
Yeah.
producers, the Bomb Squad,
That had something
the
to
Chemical
say.
Brothers. And she was listening to pop music and that kind of stuff. So we went back to like what got us pumped, because I do joke about this, that like sometimes when you're a musician and you start going down rabbit holes, you end up like you just want something new, and then every now and then you're like, wait a second, like a Led Zeppelin song or like a song you like when you're a kid comes out and you're like, oh, but dude, that's so good. Like I got
And you
sick
almost
of it
forget
because you would like you'd
you're
overconsumed
evolving.
it.
Yeah.
And you so like I'm like finding these like inspiration in like these like really, really, really like not like dark places, but like places that I've you chase something and then you kind of go like, okay, but like what made me like music in the first place was like an interesting question to ask rather than like you're on this like trail and you're in like this weird jazz scene and you're over here and you're getting into all this microcosmic music, which is one way to find inspiration. But then it was kind of like, but like what originally got us like pumped?
Yeah.
It was that stuff. So that was kind of the initial idea on it, and it kind of felt like that. It's like it's grown since then, but that's definitely still part of it.
It's still
because it's part of our
part of
DNA.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like So that kind of chaotic,
I think that's where the
noisy
fun comes in because
Yes.
it comes from a place of joy from the beginning. We're not we're not trying to tap into like the tortured artist vein.
Yeah.
We're trying to like reflect what we're going through in a way that'll make us laugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, post COVID, all that stuff, like shit got dark for a
It was
while.
really
It's still not awesome, but we're still committed to like living the life that we want to live and have fun and make stuff together, and that's by nature fun as hell.
And it's kind of the only
Yeah.
way you can get through some of this stuff. But I do think
And
it's
for
like
other
it
people
helps us
too,
heal.
like
Yeah.
it helps.
Yeah.
It does help collectively. I
Yeah.
think when you
Yeah.
do this stuff,
Yeah.
because only you can do what you do.
Yeah.
And so
Which is it's so hard to remember that. Like I feel like that's like a
Yeah.
very just good point that everyone should just remember all the time.
But
we all
I-
should
You know what I
remember
mean?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also just like that, it's sometimes you get caught up in doing what you think you're supposed to do musically. And then when you go back to finding, hang on a minute, what did I really, what really made me excited?
Yeah.
It's like all the pretension,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah, it
defense
just
mechanisms.
goes away.
Yeah.
And so
That-
for you, it was Cyndi Lauper. What was it for you?
I'm all over the place.
Because of
Yeah.
classical music.
Yeah, because I
is a big part.
I did the whole classical kind of route for a while, and then I mean,
Nine Inch Nails.
yeah, Nine Inch. I think it's
come
probably
on.
it's probably like
That's so
Nine Inch
cool.
Nails and The Cure. I think
Yeah.
just
Trent Reznor's from right where we grew up. He's like
Oh,
very
really?
close.
So again,
right.
another
Same
DIY.
kind of DIY.
You know?
How you
He
gonna?
was a
how you gonna
janitor
solve
at a
this?
recording studio because when it closed, he would make
They
his
let him use
record. Like
stuff
he
and,
would
yeah.
use the gear.
That's the lore we've heard. Yeah.
I mean, I think we're similar too, because like Cyndi Lauper for me was when I was like 3. I was like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
a singer. But then when I was a teenager, I think the piano, the film, the sound, the score,
Yeah.
the Michael
Yeah.
Nyman score,
yeah.
oh my God, I can't even think of it. I saw it 10 times.
No, that's
Oh,
amazing.
nice.
Yeah.
I think we're probably well matched because we do the classical stuff.
Yeah, we're
as
both.
well.
Yeah, we say
have
we're
the
both
dark
like
stuff.
we're both like half classical, half punk.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
way
a
to
good
do
mix.
it.
That's
you
a
know?
good mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the questions that we usually ask is influences, but you guys have already kind of like put that in
Yeah.
the mix. So
I think one of the missing ones that I always forget to reference because I think
Okay.
it's kind of important. It's not like an Easter egg, but I feel like the people that get it will get it. Is Stephen Sondheim?
Oh yeah,
who's
for
a
sure.
musical
Because
theater
we're big
composer.
theater nerds.
And like,
both of us.
I feel like you wouldn't realize it, but like,
Yeah.
if you're like a Stephen Sondheim head, you'll be like, oh, totally, now I get it. Like next time they're listening, they're gonna be like, oh, he ganked that from Sunday in the Park with George, or like he took that from Sweeney Todd, or like But I think it is relevant when you put it in. It's like you got a
It's on
Spice
the
Girl,
lineage.
you got
Yeah.
you got some noisy, chaotic golden age hip hop. Like what's that other thing? Oh, it is. It's a little musical theater somehow.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah, I mean that also just makes sense for like the the multimedia aspect.
Yeah.
The kind of,
For
you,
sure.
you are making
telling a
little, you
story
kind of are
and-
making little operas, Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, that's so true. You
got the world of the video, the music videos, and the music, and and the performance.
I should remember.
and,
I should remember to reference that. Sorry,
Yeah.
because you're right. Like I think it does make sense. I always think it's like too like it's not gonna. it's not going to make any sense to anybody to say that because like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? But I think it does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But on that trail as well, it's like the packaging too feels very operatic.
Yes, we
Yeah,
wanted
this is
it to
this is
look
totally a weird part of the the middle of the podcast to talk about this. But like, you've got a new album, and
Yes. We have a new album, and that's nice that you picked up on that theatricality. We wanted it to be, and this also ties into some of the influences, obviously, but visually and sonically on the record, is we wanted it to feel like a Renaissance painting. Like we're dead in the back of the trunk, but we're like,
Yeah.
you know, like little angels or something. But when we got engaged in Italy, and we went to Florence, and it was one of those things where like we just kept staying longer and longer and longer. So it was so inspiring, and there is a lot of surprising, like, we call it like Medici, like
Yeah, there's like a
Medici
little
family,
Medici-
Medici energy on the record that like comes out of nowhere in a few spots.
Yeah.
And I
That's
feel
so
like
cool.
with the album art, we wanted to kind of like lean into that because it is really beautiful. It's dark. It's kind of like, what happened to these people? They're dead in a trunk.
Because
Like,
it is
but
to death we do art.
but
and
they're
that is,
kind
like,
of in wedding coated outfits, you
Yeah.
know, like it
Yeah.
was. We're really, really proud of the graphic design of the record.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you do
We
that
did
as
it,
well?
yes.
You
Like-
both did. Because I know you mentioned that you worked as a graphic
yes,
designer.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
Joking.
yeah.
I just love photography. Our friend Dennis came out in the desert and shot it with us, and it was like, he's amazing. So he totally gets so many props. But like the framing, I literally, you know how some things are born whole, like in some
Yeah.
things you gotta chip away at.
Yeah.
Like literally, it was like I like had it like drawn on a napkin for her. I was like,
We
here's
were
how this
cantors,
works.
yeah.
Yeah, we are cantors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only thing we didn't get from the original drawing is I wanted a little chapel in the background, but that may have been a little heavy-handed. But it was like this. I was like, there's a trunk and it's open, and we're strewn out in the back of the trunk, right, and then there's like a hill, and then you open it up, and there's this big car, and we're ghosts. Like, so there's like on the inside of the album art, we're ghosts, and there's a hole that with a shovel in it, like someone killed. But we wanted you to kind of like go on this little journey of like, it's kind of fun when you watch people open it because like seeing what they pick up on and what they don't. And that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
it is
But yeah,
fun.
we had a whole lot of fun with that.
and there's like
Have we got the
3D.
cover here?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shameless-
There's
I brought it
some-
by. So we're so proud of it. So it is. It is.
Hold it like this because of the shiny.
yeah.
It's so good to have the vinyl. You know, it's just like the
Yes.
little square on Spotify. You know,
I know, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It is, and it's 3D vinyl. So besides the artwork and the idea of it, if you don't mind.
The reason we're
Yeah.
so over the moon proud of it is because we had to figure out how to not just, I mean, like, you know,
Wow.
but we
that
made
is
this is
beautiful.
3D, so you're gonna look through the vinyl record itself, and they're 3D glasses, like
So,
the record is.
it's
you have to show
transparent.
us, and then you have to. Oh, I mean, oh no,
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
this
for
camera will get
sure.
it. This camera will get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So the album itself, the art is in stereoscopic, like old school red and blue 3D.
Yeah.
3D.
Or
So you,
red and cyan, and then the album itself is transparent red and blue, and we had to do a lot. We worked with Abbey Road to get
Left eye red, babe.
So when you look through it,
that's how you
crazy.
look at the cover.
yeah. So it's the album art is in 3D.
Can I
Oh
have
my
a
god, I
go?
forgot
Of
how cool it was.
course
Please
you
do, yeah.
can.
And we brought you guys this one. This is for
This
you.
one's for
Oh
me.
wow.
So and it
so
maybe
much.
with the green, it may not jump out
That
as much,
is
but it will.
So cool. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Because it's all about tricking your brain with the red and the blue. So I'm literally gonna help.
This is going to be the funnest part of the podcast
Yes.
for the people listening on.
Oh, sorry everybody. It's really, really cool.
Everyone, you should
Believe
buy
us,
this.
it's awesome.
Buy this. It's
We'll
worth
fast
it.
forward through this part and be like,
Right.
believe me, it was a lot of fun. It was
Just-
a lot of
just-
fun.
Andrew, have a go.
Yeah.
It's
Just
really
hop
cool.
into the.
Honestly,
Yes.
though, the
Review.
reaction videos of people experiencing it for the first time have done better on our socials than anything that we've
when we try to
produced for it.
explain it, yeah.
Just
Cool.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
it-
and then
so-
we've got. Hold on, wait,
Okay.
Khaled. Let's show. I want you to see the ghosty. That's my
The
favorite
ghost
part.
is really cool.
So you open up the
That's
vinyl. I'm
so
gonna
Thank
narrate.
you.
So when you open up the vinyl, you see.
And where are you, Joshua Tree?
Yes,
We're like
we
on the
went-
way to Joshua Tree. We
Yeah.
were supposed to be out there, and we were losing
we've
sunlight.
got- this is
so we
also
aborted the
3D?
mission and found like a little
It's a perfect
It's
side
more
road.
subtle, but it's there. Yeah.
That's just so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
We're like, I've never been more proud of anything in my life because I feel like it's all the
Can I
things that
see
I like
that
to
one?
do.
Yeah. Yes,
this?
totally.
Yeah.
I think I missed that one.
Like-
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's like I get to make
It's
art
so fun.
with the love of my life, and we get to do all this
So
crazy
cool.
stuff
I love this one.
and solve all these
The car
problems.
looks over there.
Yeah, the car pops out at
Do
you.
that looks so good.
That it took
Oh,
like
it's
a
a-
year
It
to
took a
figure
long
out,
time
like
to figure
literally.
out. We
Yeah.
went to YouTubeversity and we
Yeah.
figured out how to do old school stereoscopic red and blue 3D vinyl, and we just did it, or 3D video, like graphic design.
Yeah. because
like we had to
it's a
separate
trick
the
to your brain.
layers.
Yeah.
Like without being too boring, all the images, or every image is made up of RGB. Like if you're,
Yeah.
so that's red, blue, green, and blue, green is cyan. So basically, the way it works is you're kind of tricking your brain. So we separated into all these different layers, and by separating them different amounts, like the red channel goes this way and the blue channel goes the other way, your brain just has to adjust. So it it wants those things to be together, kind of. So like it starts to put this one together, and then this one's farther apart. So when it puts the background in it, anyway, it was very, very, very fun. And every step of the way, we had a lot of like manufacturers would be like, "That's not going to work." And I would
It took
say
us a
like,
long time
I would
to
say,
find a
why isn't
pressing
it gonna
plant
work?
that would
and then they would say why, and
agree
then
to
I'd
help
solve that
us.
problem.
Yeah.
And then I call the next one and be like, "Can you solve? Is if this works, right?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." I'm like, and then I would tell them what we want to do. They'd be like, "It's not going to work because of X."
They were like, it's a really good idea, but you should probably like
put some
put
3D
some glasses in
in
the bag in case it doesn't work. We were like, no.
It has to
That's the
work.
point. It
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
So we
Wow, that's
finally
excellent.
found a place that was like down to figure it out with us,
Yeah.
and that was.
And they gave
when-
us samples of their colors, and we took them back together in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Midwest work ethic again. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out Midwest. But they gave us like their red and their blue they were proposing, and then we took it back, and then we edited it to those. So we would be like sitting there, be like holding two little. They only had them as 45s. Like they didn't have a split. So we'd have like two 45s up to our eyes. We'd be like, "Is it working?" And then she'd look through it and be like, "Oh my god, oh, that's totally working." And it started to work. And we were like, "Okay, we're really onto something." But then we had to solve the issue of the dead wax, is what they call the area around the label. We wanted it to be crystal clear, and we wanted to have less of a runout groups without getting too technical.
And we wanted it to sound
We had to
good.
bring in
Of
the big
course,
guns.
you
so
still
we
want it
went
to
down
sound
the
good.
road.
You can't forget.
Yes.
You want it to
Yeah,
sound
we
good.
wanted it to sound amazing. So
So that was why we went to
But
Abbey
you've
Road.
managed to make
Yeah.
it look good without the without
that was
looking
important
at,
to us.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
it
Yeah.
looks good
okay.
either way.
A
Like,
I'm
lot of
so
people
happy
were
you
like,
said
call
that.
it 3D and like make it like the whole thing's 3D, or like really go hat and hat, like 3D, 3D. And we're like, no, it's just another story
We
we're telling.
really
Yeah.
wanted it to look beautiful if you just like were looking at it too. So for these inside ones, we kind of like, this is the 3D, it's coming out at you.
yeah.
Yeah.
With this one, because we didn't want you to not be able to see our faces, we didn't want it
We
to
wanted to
look like
not
it wasn't
feel,
crisp
yeah.
or sharp or whatever.
Yeah.
We did the 3D inverted,
Oh.
so it goes backwards
Yeah.
instead
Right.
of forwards, but it kind of reads the same.
This is the cover
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just on
the front cover.
on the
is
front
like
cover.
looking at like a diorama box or something. You know, like it goes in.
That was the
where the
like,
other one's like 3D. It comes out.
I actually felt the difference when I looked at
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
really love that effect.
Thank you so much.
It looks so good, and it kind of
And
looks.
we like, you know, when we would split the channels on our faces, it would look goofy. So sorry, this is probably
Right,
very difficult
right.
to understand.
Yeah,
So go to our website and look at it. It'll make more sense. Or go to our Instagram. There's some videos if
Yeah.
you need a visual assistance with this, because there's probably a lot of
And your
not making sense.
website's moneycat.com.
MUNNYCAT.com.
Yeah.
MUNNYCAT.
Money like funny is the way I always think of it. Like funny cat with an M. I don't know.
And the album's called Till Death We Do
We Do
Art.
Art,
I have to
right.
say this really slowly. Till
Yes,
Death
it's
Because I
hard to
kept
We Do
doing
Art.
it the wrong
Yeah.
way.
It's so-
I kept flipping it in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this, because it's like Carisa and I are a husband and wife
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
duo, and till death we do art. It's just like
I
it's
mean,
such a
sums it up, right?
yeah,
That's
it's
what
such
it
a
is.
commitment.
You guys
Yeah.
are just making things together.
All the hard stuff that we were talking about. Like, so after 2020, there was a pandemic, and we lost some really, really important people to us, and we kind of recognized that how we heal is by making stuff and being creative. And I saw it in her, and it's easier to see in your partner, because when you're depressed or if you're going through a hard time, it's hard to see it in you. But when I would see it in her, and she'd see it in me, she'd be like, you know what he needs to do? He needs to write a freaking song, because you need to address this because you're struggling, or not in a mean way, but like it was easier to remind each other that, like, this is how we're fortunate enough to have figured out what helps us when we're down. It doesn't solve problems forever, but it helps you grieve, it helps you heal.
Process.
And so we realized that in each other, and we kind of just would remind each other, like, this is like, shit sucks. we're sad, we're missing people, we're, how are we going to deal with this? We have some shortcuts that we are proven.
Yeah.
So it was our vow. It's like our promise to each other. Like till death we do art, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be music. It doesn't have to be graphic design. It doesn't have to be music videos. It could be anything creative that'll help us because
Knitting.
I want you to be well. You want me to be well.
Whatever.
It helps us solve problems together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's-
that is awesome.
It's weird to come to terms with it.
I've gone through knitting phases.
Did you?
So I'm like,
Oh, that's so fun.
because I was just like agitated. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, why don't I
Something
just
to do with your hands.
Maybe that's our next one. Maybe we'll start doing some
Yeah.
crocheting.
You should start a crochet club or something.
Yeah. And on next week's
I made a lot
crochet
of-
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a lot of scarves.
Yeah.
Like I
that's
never moved
awesome.
beyond that.
Never got beyond the scarves.
My friend once made me a cephalopod out of crocheting, like the shell.
a cephalopod?
A cephalopod is like a
this is a whole
prehistoric
nother
creature.
side of
That's a
college.
whole
Y'all
other
don't know
side of
nothing. No.
my nerdiness. Is I really
Talk
love.
about burying the lead.
Oh,
College
God.
loves dinosaurs.
I love life in the geologic
yeah,
past and
right.
paleontology. So that's what she knew I liked.
that's cool.
It's like just think of like a squid coming out of like a shell, out of its
Wow.
curly shell.
Yeah.
So but it was a very difficult thing to crochet. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how she did this, and it was one of my favorite gifts I ever got. Like
Yeah.
because it was very. Because she was very good at crocheting, and she's like, "What would he like?" But she could have just made me like a T-Rex or something, but that'd have been too easy.
Too obvious.
She knew the depths of the weird stuff I like. So.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to put this out there. Now, this is a podcast that's going to go around the world
Yeah.
and also, exist for all time. But right now, it's 2025.
Yes.
Grammys are coming up, and people who are voters should
Yeah.
vote for you guys
Yeah.
for this packaging. What have you? So you've
We're
We're
submitting
in
for two
contention.
categories.
Yeah, for two categories. The one is for the album packaging.
Yeah.
Now, it's pretty nerdy. Like first round, this specific
The packaging category
is by committee. So it's like,
Or, like, you have
it's
to
not
be-
really one that I know who to even ask for
Yes,
their
but if you're in that
consideration.
committee,
Okay, if you're
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
committee, vote
Yeah.
for this.
We felt
It's awesome.
yes,
Yeah.
you're in that committee. Hit me up. But for where we also, we mixed and engineered, and we did all
worked
that
with
stuff
Christian
too.
Wright
And so
at
there
Abbey
again,
Road
there's
to
that
master it.
visual
That's
component.
right.
There's the
Yes.
sonic component. So we are
worked at Abbey
submitted.
Road.
We did. We had it mastered
Yeah.
there. So we are in contention in consideration for best engineered album non-classical this year.
Yeah.
Us along with our mastering engineer
Yes.
from
Cool.
Abbey Road, Christian Wright. So
and as you dig in, you start to realize there's a lot of engineering that went into the creation of the music, obviously into the
There
sonic, but
is
the
a
actual the
lot.
mastering of the vinyl.
Yeah.
They said it was one of the most difficult things they ever did. Like
Yeah.
they're pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Our friends over there because it was just
it was
a nice
challenge for
them,
everyone.
You know what I mean?
You know,
So-
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
all challenging, and it was something that was super inspiring about just like the process of getting this record across the finish line. We do so much ourselves; it's not often that we have to rally a team or like
Yeah.
lead the ship. We're usually the ones kind of doing everything.
Yeah.
But with this, we've just had so many people who are really good at their jobs.
Yeah, it was kind of
thanking
magical.
us for challenging them. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
And that
so
just
cool.
it
Yeah.
feels so good.
That's
like
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because the production is just so much of the content
Yes.
on the album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really some incredible production in
Thank
there.
you.
Stuff I haven't heard before and can't even kind of make out what it is.
So much
I
like
like
so
that.
much like percussion color, like different depths of
Andrew's
Yeah.
a drummer as
of-
well.
of
so-
drums and, you know.
That's all him. Call it
Well,
the
Yeah.
you would love it. Like
Benny
I feel like
Hanna
not to
chef
be
on
weird.
the SP12.
Yeah, the Benny Hanna chef on the SP12. We joke that like sometimes our tracks, like when you open up, because she like RGB, what is it? Roy G. Bibbs.
I Roy G. Biv that
we
shit. I
color we color code the different lines inside of our DAW. And,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like
I do
all the
that
drums
too.
are one color, all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guitars are one color, whatever. But like sometimes it's just
I'm gonna
like
ask you about your colors.
38 channels of drums and percussion, and then like
Yeah.
some sound effects that are like
Yeah.
10 layers deep, and it's like
Yeah.
a bass.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's a ton of vocals at the end. So the vocals is like all the pinks. So it's all the oranges are at the top. All the drums are just like tons and tons and tons and tons of layers when you open it up. And then in the middle, there's like a guitar. You know what I mean? And then a bunch of different vocals, harmonies, and different affected vocals. And that makes me very happy that you say that, because like the coloring is like I think what we obsess over. So it's like, how do we make this vocal stand out on this line, on this layer, and how do these group vocals sound different than the other group vocals we did at the beginning? Just because, I don't know if it's our ADHD or it's just that it's rewarding for us, but we just like, I think we like to push it until it breaks, because I think that sometimes you get things that the first time you listen to it, it's got to sound good.
Yeah.
But I want it to be fun the 38th time you listen to it. I want it to be fun
There's so
the
many.
60th
There's
time.
also
Yeah.
a ton of tracks, like where you've got 18 tracks or something. And there's so many different vocal styles, and there's like a few tracks where it's like, I don't actually know which one of you singing. Like,
Good. Yeah. We do a lot of that. We like to change mess with the formant of hers, where she, because it's almost different characters that she has or different characters I have. Where, so it's me low or me high or her low, and it kind of becomes this
That's awesome.
amorphous.
And
thing.
Colin's really good at sounding like a cheerleader and like calling responses.
true.
Like he goes like I just do it.
I'll be not kidding. There'll be a lot of like me screaming in the background,
you
like
would
like
assume that they're like like a bunch of cheerleaders cheering, and it's like no, there's
like-
4 Collins.
And then a lot of times the vocal stuff that she puts on different characters. It's fun because it's like different parts. Not even different
Well, it's
characters.
the Spice
parts
Girls.
of your.
It's all the
It's
different
the Spice Girls.
personalities.
Yeah.
Yes, and we like
Yeah.
to differentiate them. So sometimes we're like you always talk about Crazy Kate, where there's like
Crazy Kate.
it'll be like what she says on the outside is in like one vocal production style, but like what
Yeah.
her subtext will be sung in a different vocal style.
What's what we're really
So-
talking about
Yeah,
here?
so it's
you
like,
know,
oh, it's so
like
nice
we're
to
very
meet this guy. He's so
composed.
great. And it's like, I want to have his babies. Like it's like the other way. You know what I mean? Like trying to keep it cool. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah. I mean,
That's so cool. That reminds me a bit of Tori Amos did an album that has the 5 different characters.
that sounds amazing. I missed
It's
that, but that sounds
American
incredible.
Doll Posse.
Okay.
And
wow.
they're 5 and but they all like, I think Clyde is also is it Clyde that's Persephone as
oh,
well?
wow.
Or
The archetypes.
yeah, so she's they're each one.
That's
There's
so
like
fun.
Territory, who's also Demeter.
Uh-huh.
And, so yeah, she's got, because those old archetypes, like you just keep
Yeah.
reinventing
Yeah.
them. So this is her invented version of those classic Greek myths.
That's so cool.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Ooh, that's inspiring.
I'm gonna
Getting
check
some
that
ideas.
out.
yeah, I always just thought that was like the absolute coolest thing.
Yeah.
So I love that
love
you
that.
Thank
that
you.
you have
It's-
done that as well.
It really comes down to just loving just all of the archetypes, all of the personalities, and they are reflected in all of us, whether we like it
Yeah.
or not. We can,
Definitely, yeah.
And so by like channeling them or like pulling one out, like it is like there's 5 of me in
Yeah.
the band. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or
And
like
5 of me. We
and
always
5
joke
of
about
you.
Yeah,
You're
what's
we're a whole quiet
Our
corral.
buddy-
We're a MUNNYCAT corral.
But it's
I
also
love
like
that your vocals are pink too, like because
Yeah.
mine are
Yeah.
always aqua.
oh, sweet.
Hey!
Mine, I color coordinate by
Yeah.
chakra.
No,
Oh, that's so smart.
that's fantastic. What is like? So it's like the drums and stuff like the
but
root
the only
chakra. or
one
like,
that-
Yeah, red.
Yeah,
Huh?
my drums are
Uh-huh.
always red. So the deeper the drum, the deeper the red.
Hell
is
yeah,
awesome.
that's
And
amazing.
then yeah,
That's
and-
awesome.
But then I go by frequency, like, oh, this is like, I'm adding like a bit of like shimmer.
Yeah.
So I will make that like kind of bright yellow. 'cause-
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like by chakra, but obviously the throat chakra is like the turquoise. So I always
Yeah.
make my.
That's so
vocals.
smart. What a clever thing. I might want to try that on
I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
The only one that doesn't really, that's weird is the bass, because I make my bass deep blue because I'm a bass player.
Yeah.
And for me, it feels very oceanic.
Uh-huh.
So that one I break my rule. But
Yeah. Do you have
There's different ways to think
do
of
you
it,
have
too.
like the synesthesia where like you hear
I guess maybe to a degree, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it just feels like those like my
You feel like
piano's
it
always
should.
orange, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My guitar's always green for those strings
cool.
of the heart, and
Yes.
my synths are pink, and
Oh.
my
That makes sense too. Yeah,
strings
yeah,
are
yeah.
purple.
Sensor,
Yeah.
sensor pink. Yeah, that's
Sensor
so
pink,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
But
I love that.
I love that your vocals are pink because it makes me feel like the whole psychology of it
It's
is
just-
like you're popping, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
all
Like
the
you're-
bets are off. I feel like there's structure and organization is what it comes down to. Like, I'm not even sure how you would, if you would have a system for color coding. I feel like I like it forced us into
yeah, but
this.
it's-
Like,
I-
no, we're Roy
I-
G. Biven.
it
It's
makes
for
sense to me.
organizational purposes.
Yeah.
But, once you eventually run out of colors but there's other colors that are just not like Roy G. Biv rainbow colors.
Right.
And so it's like the obvious one for the vocals is pink. Like for me personally,
Yeah.
it's just like it's where
It's like, of course your vocals are pink.
gonna pop out.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
now,
Some bubble gum.
but now I feel like even if I was recording something like for myself and I was the only singer, the vocals
You've
would be
adopted
pink.
it.
Yeah, it's like that's in my. It makes sense. Like
Yeah.
they feel pink to me.
I love that. Well, it's been amazing talking to you
we
guys.
love
It's been the
this.
funnest.
Yeah,
podcast
is there
ever.
anything else? I mean, obviously, like now's like this is the new album. It's just come out. You're
I mean,
up for Grammys.
Everyone should really check the album out. It's amazing. I think a physical copy is in order
Yeah,
because
Definitely.
It's really fun.
it's
we made it.
taking it to another level if you
Yeah.
get the physical copy.
The vinyl is the vinyl, and you
Yeah.
gotta get the vinyl is a special treat, and we love the idea that like there's things that like I said, I grew up with all this great vinyl
Do
around
you
my
have
house.
a mini
and-
disc?
Yeah,
Did I
we
see?
made mini discs, we made
We're
cassettes,
over the top.
we
We're-
made
Actually,
CDs,
yeah.
and the people. Shout out to my mini disc people. The people that love mini discs
Really
Yeah.
love mini discs, and they can they get very. There's a lot of very 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 compelling arguments for like why it's a superior form, but they stopped making mini discs. The main factor is
Yeah,
Sony.
I didn't
so
know
you-
that
we
you
ordered
could even
dead
do
stock
it.
and had somebody print on the old Sony ones. It was really a fun
Yeah,
thing.
it was a
It
fun
was really, really
process
fun.
too. But we have them on vinyl, mini disc, CDs, and cassettes.
Yeah.
It's
So-
so
And
cool.
I always try to say, like, I want people to check out the vinyl. I want them. That's the main thing I want people to think about now because it's our new baby and we're so proud of it. But if you're
Yeah.
curious about what the heck a MUNNYCAT is before you make the commitment, go to our YouTube.
Try before
watch
you
some,
buy.
Watch some videos. Yeah, you'll get
Yeah.
some of the songs. Some of the songs we have videos for on there, and you'll just kind of get a
And you may have already heard them because you guys get synced a lot.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
It's so fun that we get to hit a bunch of different people that would
You do
never
a
hear
lot
our
of
stuff
ads.
from.
ads
And you just it reaches so many people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if
Power
it,
of
and if
the
it
media
pulls
is
them, they'll
bonkers
Shazam
still.
it, they'll look us up and
Yeah.
they'll say
Yeah.
hi. And it's so nice to be
Yeah.
able
I
to reach
discovered a
people
lot
like,
of
in
bands.
that
Like,
way.
think about all the bands you discovered from like a cool soundtrack from a movie you
Mm-hmm.
watched, or even like a commercial. Like I remember like some of those
Yeah.
like old Apple. Like I got into that band, the Submarines, and like the Hives. And there's a lot of bands like maybe I heard the first time in a cool commercial, and then I realized, damn, these guys rock. And now I'm like a fan for life.
Yeah. I was in Italy when Duran Duran released Ordinary World. I was a kid living with my
Wow.
grandma there, and I remember it was in a Swatch ad.
See,
And it was just like an I don't care for yesterday.
yeah.
And it was before Shazam, and it was like
Yeah.
because of
Stuck with
discovering
you.
that in an ad,
right.
That's
it's
brilliant.
much more personal to me
Isn't that fun?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just the power of the megaphone is still power. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the mass media.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Like
Yeah.
our relationships with it is obviously complicated.
Yeah.
But I've seen like all these big media conglomerates that drive me crazy. They're made up of all of my friends who live in LA that are making art. So like
Yeah.
these people are making
Yeah.
TV shows that they're proud of, and there's these editors that are they're doing this work and
Yeah.
they're proud of. It's like we were in like an
100%.
episode of Dickinson, this like Emily Dickinson show that was on Apple TV, and there's like a
Yeah.
whole
Such a
montage around our
cool
one song,
thing.
and like I really do feel like the scene was like cut to it, like there was an interactive like a jam session. It sounds corny, but like the editor is it's syncing audio to video is its
Yeah.
own art form, and the way they were choosing the cuts related to the song, it's like they were like a member of the band, like they were
Yeah.
editing to it, they were adding to it,
And the
it
song
was
was
helping
part of the
puncture-
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
It was-
felt
yeah.
it
Yeah.
feels so good when you
Yeah.
make something and then somebody else who's creative like can
Yes.
use it or it
Yeah.
inspires them or
Yeah, or
just-
they working on a commercial and it's the right song to get that story across, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's like oh wow, it's like
Yeah.
the K808 always says we make things for people who make things, so it's like like people, a lot of our fans are like creative people, are like maybe they choreograph something to it or they edit a scene to it or it inspires them
Yeah.
to make their short film, or there's a lot of things you can do. that
There,
you get-
there was a lot of information there. There was an Emily Dickinson show
Yes.
on Apple TV that has a MUNNYCAT
Yes,
song
it's a
in
very
it.
cool.
That's
it's Haley
crazy.
Steinfeld.
It's a really cool show. It's a
I
really
really
cool
want to
show.
check this out.
And
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa plays
Like
the
devil or something on it. Yeah, it's a very cool
this
They
show.
sounds
use
crazy.
really fun pop music, hip hop music.
Man,
and
I'm
it's
totally
like
watching
they go to
that.
the fancy,
And everyone's like
parties, and then they're
hot.
like
You know what I
twerking.
mean? Like, it's a good
Like,
show.
yeah, it is.
It's a
lot
really
of
good
fun.
show. It's a
fun
really fun
thing.
show.
It's
Cool.
like
Yeah,
it's
like
really an
it's on,
honor
like,
to be
Apple TV
a part
Plus.
of that lore. Like,
Yeah, that's rad.
But that's the thing. Like we got a lot of fans that will tell us like that's where they heard us for the first time, and now they're on the train. Like they're in. They buy the record. They come to the shows. They come to support us. They leave the hearts on Instagram or whatever. You know what I mean? They follow our TikTok. But it's like you need an entry road to reach to get that. We all discovered our favorite artists through something.
Yeah.
And as the world is always changing, you just got to kind of like do whatever we can do to get out to them.
it out there.
That's what we want to do. We want
And
to
these
interact
days,
with
a
people.
lot of it is, through, even college radio
Yeah.
isn't as, I listen to college radio all the time, but it's, I think that we do discover a lot some watching shows. And
it's certainly a
Or
good
even
way
TikToks.
still
I've
for.
discovered some cool stuff.
I feel
Yeah.
like film and TV, for us, the reason why I think we gravitated towards that world versus the publishing side, where it's like you go and you do a writing session and it's for an artist or whatever, is I feel like we wanted to be the artists.
Yeah.
And with sync of all kinds, you can kind of make the art that you want to make and then just find the right home for it.
That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it really for an
It's
indie
different
band
than-
and then make that money, like it's
yeah,
a win-win. Like
And it
Yeah.
reaches
For
more
sure.
people than we could ever reach. Like,
Yeah.
I was in rock bands and we'd go and we'd play these shows and you play for 40 people and then you come back the next 3 months later and you get 51 people and then you come back and you're like, we got 80 people. And you're
Yeah.
just slowly building this fan base through like, word of mouth and hanging up flyers. Or, some huge corporation is pumping it out to millions and millions of
Yeah.
people. Like, you know what I mean? Like when we had like
One
we had
hit.
one on like a Crest commercial that was on so much that I was annoyed with my own song. Like it was like probably because of something like it was like
You're
coming
like,
up as like auto
industry
run ads. And I'm like, oh, these guys-
industry plant.
money, get out of here. And I had friends calling me and being like, dude, it's on again. I had one friend that would text me every time he heard it. But that's what you dream. When you're an artist, you get into it. There's different kinds of art, but I feel like, and this is like, don't hold me to this like definition, but I feel like there's the art you make in your bedroom because it's about the healing process and you're diagnosing yourself and and there's something beautiful and magical about that. But something not more magical, but another magical side of it is when you get another person into it and then it resonates with them. Like this song that I wrote about this
It takes
thing
it
that was
to a whole
traumatic or
nother
whatever to me, and then they hear it
level.
differently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why we're trying to get it out
So
to more
true.
people. So if you can reach more people,
They
whatever
can
that
make it their
vehicle
own.
is. But I did grow up in with old school hip hop and stuff, like selling out. Like I had all these weird issues with stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Like I don't care
So
because
over
it's
it.
not.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
I think
That doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different,
Different
it's
time.
a different
Yes.
time.
Special.
You want to get your art in as
Sakura
many
bag.
Yeah.
brains so you can reflect back and then you learn from them and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn magical actually.
I would agree.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's really, it's been amazing fun, and we definitely are gonna play more shows and have
Yes.
Oh, we are so
More-
excited.
We are so excited.
Yeah.
What
God,
you guys do
performing is
is
a whole
so
nother side.
fun.
We didn't
Yeah.
We didn't even touch
yeah.
on that. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother
because
dimension.
I feel like you
know?
guys are like, mirror images, and
Yeah.
there's more fun to come in
Yeah.
the future.
Absolutely.
But it's been awesome to talk to you. Thank
Yeah,
you
thanks so much.
Thank you for having
guys.
And thank you guys for being you and for all the amazing things you're always just out there doing and creating places for artists to be seen and to be able to share their music and to meet other artists. It's beautiful.
It takes special humans to
Yes.
to not just make art for themselves, but to like use that art and give back and like curate a community. Like
Yeah.
that's so it's so
Thank you.
inspiring to
Thank
us
you.
to know you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, everyone check out MUNNYCAT, and absolutely, if you can, get your hands on this vinyl. Till Death We Do Art. It looks incredible. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.